So when you start Visual Studio Express 2013, this is what you see, and here I'm going to go through an example of showing you how to create a sample program. First, I want you to know that on my desktop I created a folder called CPS 120 so that I can store all of my information there. So now the next thing I'm going to do is create a project. This is your start page. You can always make a new project from here. If your start page disappears, you can do View, Start Page, and make your new project. Or you can also go File, New Project if you want. So I'm just going to start my new project here. Very important, you have to make sure you click on Visual C++. Probably subsequent times this will be your option that comes up, but not initially. And then we're going to choose Empty Project. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to call this project last name 1 is what I asked you to. I'll call mine Sorrentino 1. Then I'm going to want to, and this is the naming convention that we'll follow for this class, your last name followed by the project number. So now I'm going to browse and I'm going to put it on the desktop, but I'm going to put it in the folder that I created for this class, CPS 120. And I'm going to select my folder. Now I always like to deselect this box, Create Directory for the solution, because if you do not, it will create, you have your folder CPS 120. Inside of that it puts a folder for the project, and then it'll create another subfolder called Sorrentino 1. So there's just a lot of files there. So I always uncheck this option, and then I'm going to choose OK. Right? And it's going to create my project. So this is just the project, but whenever we have a project, there needs to be a source file or C++ source code in it. And to do that, you need to come over here to the Solution Explorer. And this is where you'll see the name of your project, in this case Sorrentino 1. And this is where you'll add your source files. If your Solution Explorer ever disappears, right, you can just do View, Solution Explorer to get it back. You need to right-click on the source files and choose Add New Item. Here you'll see Visual C++ selected. You'll generally always have C++ files selected. And down here is where we want to give a name to our source code. So my project is Sorrentino 1. For this example, I'm also going to name my source code Sorrentino 1. And please don't use the default name that shows up of source.cpp. Notice that it's already set up to go into my folder and into my project folder. And I'm just going to choose Add. And now you'll notice that I have a source file inside my folder, right? This is its name. You'll see it over here, sorrentino1.cpp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a simple C++ program. All C++ programs start with these two lines. Just allows it to include the routines that it needs for input and output. And then every C++ program needs a main program, and these are just opening and closing parentheses. It starts with an opening curly brace and it ends with a closing curly brace. Now, the last two lines are always going to be system pause and return 0. So every program that you write is going to start out just like this, and you'll actually put the code for the program right here before the system pause. Note a couple of things. This is a number 0. It has to be return space 0. C++ is case sensitive, so you can't like put an uppercase S there. It will give you a message, so you have to be very precise. So I'm going to put my code in here. And this word that's here is end L. It's short for end of line. So make sure this is the letter L and not the number 1. Now to run your program, you can choose Debug, Start Debugging, or you can hit the F5 shortcut key, or you can just click on the green Run button. The first time you run it, it'll always say it's out of date. Would you like to build it? It just means would you like to run it. So I'm going to say yes. And down here you'll see that it's working. Alright, and if it says hello class, press any key to continue, then it has worked. So I'm just going to press any key, and that's how you create a sample program in C++. I want to show you one other thing. Here's my folder, CPS 120, that I created on my desktop, and you can see now that it created a folder called Sorrentino1 to hold my project, and inside of here, right, it creates a whole bunch of files, but this is my source file. You'll see that it says C++ source next to it. You'll see it shows these two little pluses as its icon. And when you submit your project to me, this is the one that you need to submit. So that's how we create a sample program. Again, follow the step-by-step instructions, and that'll help you out. If anything looks odd over here or over here, just do a File and Close solution to close everything, and just do File, New Project again, and maybe call it last name 1A or something.